An ethics report into former Representative Matt Gaetz is still under wraps this morning after an effort to release those findings was shot down last night. The House Ethics Committee report is shelved for now, but the future of the years-long investigation remains uncertain. The Florida Republican and short-lived Attorney General nominee has been accused of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, among other allegations. Gaetz resigned from the House before the details from the committee ever came to light. Joining me now is one of the prominent Democratic lawmakers pushing for the release of this report, Representative Steve Cohen of Tennessee. Congressman, good morning to you. First, just for starters, why do you feel like it's so important to release this report, especially now that he is neither a member of Congress nor the nominee for Attorney General?
Well, reports have been released in the past on several occasions where the public had believed the Congress had a right to know after the investigation was over and after the congressman left the Congress. In this case, he called the report a witch hunt. That's a direct slap in the face at the committee and at the Congress. And I believe the report should be released to show that it was not a witch hunt, that it did contain what was alleged. And I believe it will show that, and I believe that Gaetz' resignation just hours before it was going to be released to try to stop it is indicative of the fact that it must contain matter that he doesn't want released. He will be named to a position in the Trump administration, and therefore it's important for the American people to know, did he accept a bribe? Did he take public monies and use them for improper purposes? Did he have sex with a 17-year-old girl? Did he do drugs on quite a few occasions, et cetera, et cetera? Those things should be known. And it's not a person who should be serving in our federal government administration. And that's obviously what's going to happen. So I think it's necessary to be released. Congressman McClintock of California was the only Republican to vote not to send it back to committee, but to have the proposal go forward.
Did that surprise you that he was the only Republican to come forward in voting in favor of release of the report?
It didn't surprise me that he did it because he's a very straight shooter. He's a smart man, and he's an individual who will vote his conscience. What surprised me is that not another 10 or 12 would have. And it just shows that they're very under the thumb of Donald Trump, and they will refuse to do what the public wants. I think the public's in favor of this like 70% or 80% and want to know. They feel like they paid for the report. The report cost a lot of money. There's a lot of time and effort put into it, and it shows things that are important for the public to know about Gaetz and about Congress in general and about the Ethics Committee and our procedures.
So do you ever think we'll see the findings from the Ethics Committee, and what's kind of your next course of action now after last night?
Well, the Ethics Committee is going to meet again, and I talked to one of the members after the vote. He said that it's not over. So it's possible that it will be released by the Ethics Committee. It'll take one Republican released. It's 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans. The 5 Democrats, I think, want to release it. The 5 Republicans, they should find one that has the strength of Congressman McClintock to do what he believes is right for the public's knowledge.
Lastly, before I let you go, I know you came out this week on Twitter talking about Pete Hegseth. I just wanted to get your take on that. You said he will not be defense secretary. President-elect Donald Trump just wrote on Truth Social a glowing endorsement of him. Do you change your tune at all now after the president just sent that out?
No, I don't put a whole lot of credence in what the president says. He says what he's thinking at the moment and what he wants to say at the moment. But the fact is that there's much concern about his drinking, his inability to manage a small veterans affairs, veterans group that he was fired from and almost broke on profligate spending, and the sexual dalliance that he had in Monterey, California, and he paid the lady to not say anything about it. It all smells, and there's enough smell there that will not get through the Senate.
Well, there's a lot going on Capitol Hill right now, and I know you have a lot on your plate, too. So, Congressman Steve Cohen, I appreciate a few minutes of your time on this Friday morning. Thank you, sir.
Time for breakfast, something on my plate.
It's time for breakfast. Yes, agreed. Cheers to that. All right.